Hello friends, today we are going to study anatomy of middle ear with this small box like model which we have made to make you understand the relation of various structures in middle ear, how they exist, since learning or cramming these structures is very easy, whereas understanding their actual existence in middle ear is bit difficult. So we have tried to make a model which will help you in understanding how the structures are arranged in a middle ear. So you are basically having two views. One is from above, you can see tegmen tympani is there. Tegmen tympani means the roof of the middle ear. The roof of the middle ear, there is a bone which separates your middle ear from your cranial fossa. So this bone, what you are seeing, this bone is tegmen tympani. Similarly, posterior to middle ear there will be mastoid, and the roof, same roof continuing over the mastoid is known as tegmen antri. Tegmen antri. So with this we start our first thing, that is tympanic membrane. This is the look from front. This is the look from front when we look from external auditory canal. If we look directly from external auditory canal, this is the view you will get. So there will be a tympanic membrane. The most of the part of tympanic membrane will be hard, not actually hard, but it will be stiff, because this part of tympanic membrane is having three layers. This part of tympanic membrane is having three layers: the epithelium, the middle fibrous layer, and the endothelium. Because of this middle layer, fibrous layer, the membrane is stiff, and that is why it is known as pars tensa. Pars tensa. The upper part of membrane here is lacking that fibrous layer and having only two layers. This is a dimeric membrane, and this is not very stiff as pars tensa, therefore it is known as pars flaccida. Pars flaccida. Now this yellow structure which is coming out of your pars flaccida is your lateral process of Malleus. Lateral process of Malleus, right? So this is pars tensa, this is pars flaccida, and this is your lateral process of Malleus. A question comes, which is the most reliable structure? Which is most reliable structure for your we'll see this again. A question is asked, which is most reliable structure for your tympanic membrane, retracted tympanic membrane? It is your lateral process of Malleus. So this is basically an introduction that this is your lateral wall. Obviously tympanic membrane will be towards your lateral wall, right? If this is lateral, the wall behind this, here it will become the medial wall. This is medial wall, lateral wall, medial wall. Anteriorly this becomes the anterior wall, and this becomes your posterior wall. Anterior wall, posterior wall, because this is anterior side of tympanic membrane, this is posterior, and the cone of light will be on antero-inferior quadrant. So this becomes inferior, this becomes superior, and cone of light will somewhere be here. Cone of light will be here. Cone of light starts from umbo, goes towards the periphery, and question is asked, what is the region of cone of light? The region of cone of light is this umbo. This umbo is your where the handle of Malleus comes and joins, that part is umbo. Because of this pull from handle of Malleus, the shape of tympanic membrane is your concave shape. So now tympanic membrane is attached to your bone by a ring, fibrocartilaginous ring, which is known as annulus. So all around the margins there will be a fibrocartilaginous ring, except at the attic region. Here fibrocartilaginous ring will be absent, right? So this is your tympanic membrane. We have read already about tympanic membrane. Now let's see, if we open the roof and see middle ear from above, if we open the roof and see middle ear from above, we can very well see that this is your tympanic membrane, and malleus is attached. This yellow structure is your malleus. Malleus is attached to tympanic membrane. This is long process. This is your handle of malleus. Handle of malleus is attached to your membrane. To malleus, this orange color incus is attached, and incus goes and gets attached to your stapes. Incus goes, the long process of incus goes and gets attached to your stapes. Right? Now we will open various walls of middle ear and see what all are present in various walls of middle ear. So first of all, we'll see the medial wall of middle ear. Medial wall of middle ear. So here was tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane was like this. Now we have removed the lateral wall. We have moved it laterally. And the wall which is immediately posterior, which is immediately behind, not posterior, behind the lateral wall, is your medial wall of middle ear. So first and biggest structure in medial wall of middle ear is your promontory. It is your promontory. Promontory is basically a bulge on medial wall, which is because of basal end of cochlea. So cochlea will be like this, behind this, and the basal part will form a bulge. This is your promontory, right? This is promontory. On promontory you can see a green structure. This is your tympanic plexus, which is formed by glossopharyngeal nerve. A tympanic plexus, sympathetic plexus formed by glossopharyngeal nerve over the promontory, and from this plexus a nerve continues, leaves the middle ear, and this nerve is known as Jacobson's nerve. Jacobson's nerve we have read in detail, and where does it supply, we have also read in detail. Jacobson's nerve. So this is the Jacobson's nerve. The plexus is formed over promontory by branch of 9th nerve, and this nerve continues as plexus, continues as Jacobson's nerve, right? Very important structure. There is to the posterior side of promontory superiorly, there is a window known as oval window, which is covered by a structure. That structure is known as stapes. This yellow structure is stapes bone or stapes ossicle. So when the ear was closed, this incus was coming in contact with your stapes. Now because we have opened the middle ear, now incus is not in contact with stapes, and stapes is seen from anterior. Just below the stapes there is a window which is known as round window. Here the round window is there. Now important point of round window is that the membrane is not attached over the surface of round window. The surface of round window is open and the membrane is bit inside. Membrane is bit inside. Because of this reason we don't call it round window, we call it directly round window niche. So the niche, it is an opening of round window, then inside will be a membrane, and that membrane is known as your secondary tympanic membrane, right? Now a very important structure which is a hook shaped structure is present an anterior aspect. This is processus cochleoformis. This is a very strong structure and very good landmark for your facial nerve, a very good landmark for your facial nerve. And what is the use of this structure? From the anterior wall, a muscle comes and gets attached to your, not attached, actually it hooks. So a muscle will come like this, to processus cochleaformis, and then it will hook and go towards, where it will go? It will go towards your neck of malleus. A muscle will come from anterior wall, there is a canal on the anterior wall, from here it will come to processus cochleaformis, here it will take a turn and go towards neck of malleus. So a muscle will be like this. This muscle is your muscle of tensor tympani, right? Tensor tympani muscle. This tensor tympani muscle basically acts somewhat like your acoustic reflex, and it tenses the tympanic membrane in response to strong acoustic stimulus, right? So this is processus cochleaformis, and a muscle will come from a canal. Present in your anterior wall, known as canal for tensor tympani. From here, from this canal, the muscle will come, hook around the processus cochleaformis and go and get attached to your neck of malleus. Clear? Neck of malleus, right? So this was your processus cochleaformis. Another structure on your medial wall is lateral semicircular canal. Lateral semicircular canal basically produces a bulge in the medial wall of middle ear, and because of presence of this semicircular canal in middle ear, when there is an unsafe CSOM, when there is erosion of bone, out of the 3 semicircular canal, lateral semicircular canal is prone to maximum erosion. So in case of unsafe CSOM, if there is a bulge, if there is a history of vertigo, we consider erosion of lateral semicircular canal at first, right? So we will see all the structures again. Promontory, processus cochleaformis, where tensor tympani muscle comes, hooks and goes anteriorly and gets attached to neck of malleus to pull or tense the tympanic membrane. Stapes superiorly, round window inferiorly, and most superiorly is lateral semicircular canal. Now there is a nerve which we have already studied. There is a nerve which enters your middle ear cavity from roof and goes in between your stapes and lateral semicircular canal. This is your facial nerve. Here will be somewhere geniculate ganglion or first genu of facial nerve. After first genu or after geniculate ganglion, the nerve takes a horizontal course. So this part of facial nerve is horizontal part of facial nerve, or tympanic part of facial nerve, horizontal part, right? So it will go a bit inferior and posterior in between the stapes and lateral semicircular canal and leave the medial wall and turn and enter the posterior wall, right? So this was your medial wall, lateral semicircular canal, horizontal part of facial nerve, stapes, round window, promontory, tympanic plexus, Jacobson's nerve, processus cochleaformis, right? Since we have read processus cochleaformis and the muscle getting attached, here itself we will finish the anterior wall. Anterior wall is very easy. Anterior wall is having mainly 2 canals. One we have studied. One is canal for tensor tympani, from where tensor tympani muscle comes and hooks around the processus cochleaformis. There is another big canal present on the inferior aspect of anterior wall. This is your eustachian tube. And you all know eustachian tube is very important for your ventilation of middle ear. Eustachian tube is very important for ventilation of middle ear, right? So with this we finish your anterior wall and your medial wall. Let's go to posterior wall. Let's go to posterior wall. Posterior wall is having basically three very important structures. One is nerve, other is a muscle and a process where muscle is attached, and the third is an opening. So the horizontal part of facial nerve now has come to posterior part, and here it takes a turn downward. This turn is your second genu. Right? This turn is second genu of facial nerve. After this, facial nerve takes a vertical part, and this whole part is known as vertical part of your facial nerve. So from second genu till it goes out of stylomastoid foramen is your vertical part of facial nerve. But before it exits stylomastoid foramen, it gives a branch which goes anteriorly, and this branch is chorda tympani branch of facial nerve, which is responsible for taste from anterior 2/3 of tongue. This is chorda tympani, right? So there is a nerve known as facial nerve. Horizontal part is changing at second genu to vertical part, and it exits your stylomastoid foramen. Before its exit to stylomastoid foramen, it gives a branch which again goes up and anteriorly, and it enters your middle ear cavity. This branch is chorda tympani, right? This is a nerve. A muscle which is present over a process known as your pyramidal process. The muscle from here goes to stapes and attaches to stapes. This is stapedius muscle, and the process is pyramidal process. This is very important because behind this pyramidal process, you can understand very nicely when you see from front. If any cholestoma is there posteriorly, because when we do surgery, we do surgery from lateral aspect. So if there is any cholestoma behind this will not be seen, and you can have a recurrence of disease. That is why this becomes very important, and this is known as sinus tympani, right? Another important thing which is repeatedly asked is facial recess. What is facial recess? In between the chorda tympani and the facial nerve, this part is facial recess, and it is important because when we do surgery, we do mastectomy, we remove the posterior wall. A place comes where if you want to enter middle ear, this is the safest place. Between the chorda tympani and the facial nerve, you enter here, and there will be space here to enter middle ear. So this is facial recess. This is the point where if we want to enter middle ear without removing the whole of the posterior wall of middle ear, this is the place where we should enter. This is facial recess, right? And this facial recess becomes even more important in your cochlear implant. When you want to do a surgery, cochlear implant, you want to pass an electrode. Now you must pass electrode through the round window or near to the round window by making a different fenestra. Either you put the electrode directly through the round window, or you make another opening and put your electrode through that opening. So to reach middle ear, this is the place where you should come from. You drill the mastoid, do a mastectomy, look for facial recess, open the middle ear. From here you go to round window or another fenestra if you want to make. So this becomes important in your cochlear implant. Third important thing in case of your posterior wall is an opening which connects your middle ear to your mastoid. So this is aditus ad antrum, means opening of your attic to antrum, aditus ad antrum, right? So these are three main important structures. Pyramidal process, from where nerve to stapes will go and attach to your stapes. Then facial nerve, vertical part, second genu, chorda tympani will come and leave and enter anterior wall, and aditus ad antrum. So these are basically three important structures in case of your posterior wall. Now coming to your medial wall. Now medial wall is having your tympanic membrane. Medial wall is having your tympanic membrane, on which this handle of malleus is attached. There is handle of malleus, then there is neck of malleus, a lateral process of malleus. Lateral process of malleus is in pars flaccida, which is seen from lateral aspect also. This is medial aspect of lateral wall, and this is incus. Incus is attached to your malleus here, and this joint is your synovial joint, right? This is synovial joint, whereas joint between incus and your stapes is ball and socket joint. This is ball and socket joint, whereas this is your synovial joint. So how I remember is MIS, maleo-incudal synovial joint, right? Saddle joint. This is saddle joint. Now you see the chorda tympani has come from anterior, and this nerve has passed from in between the malleus and incus and then left the middle ear cavity from anterior opening. So it has entered from posterior opening and left towards anterior opening. See, this is an anterior. If we close the middle ear, this is anterior. So it has come from posterior wall and left from anterior wall. So this is chorda tympani. So these were the main structures which are present in all the this thing. Yes, this is the floor. This is the floor, and below the floor will be your jugular bulb. Jugular bulb is continuation of your sigmoid sinus. Sigmoid sinus comes down from the posterior mastoid. Posterior to the mastoid, it comes down as sigmoid sinus, and then it forms internal jugular vein. Internal jugular vein takes a turn, S-shaped turn, and this forms your jugular bulb here on the posterior aspect, right? So this is floor of middle ear, which is related to internal carotid artery and mainly jugular bulb. So in case of, suppose you feel there is severe bleeding from middle ear which is not explained by any trauma, so you should always suspect a high jugular bulb or some jugular tumors, like you can suspect glomus, right? So this was your anatomy of middle ear. We will cover from anterior wall. Anterior wall is having canal for tensor tympani and eustachian tube. Then medial wall is having processus cochleoformis, where tensor tympani will come and hook and go to neck of malleus. Promontory is there, over which tympanic plexus is there, and which continues as Jacobson's nerve. Horizontal part of facial nerve is there. Facial nerve is related to superiorly to processus cochleoformis, and it passes in between lateral semicircular canal and stapes. The horizontal nerve will pass. Below your stapes will be a round window niche, and inside will be round window membrane. Coming on to posterior part, the horizontal part of facial nerve continues as vertical part, and the point where it turns downward, this is known as second genu. This is pyramidal process. From pyramidal process, stapedius nerve will go and attach to stapes, and this is, muscle is responsible for your acoustic reflex. It takes a turn downwards from the vertical part, and it exits your stylomastoid foramen. Before it exits your stylomastoid foramen, it will give a branch which will again come upwards and enter your anterior wall. This is chorda tympani. There is an opening in posterior wall which connects your middle ear to your mastoid cavity, right? And then coming on to anterior wall, this is your anterior wall where chorda tympani is coming from posterior opening, entering the middle ear, goes in between your malleus and incus. There is in between, it passes through and leaves the middle ear cavity anteriorly, enters from posterior opening, leaves from anterior opening. This is your incus. This is long process of incus. This is body of incus. There will be a short process of incus also, which will be in relation to your facial nerve. Here we cannot draw because this is a two-dimensional diagram, but this is long process of incus. This long process of incus will be attached to your head of stapes, right? And this is malleus, this is handle of malleus. You can see handle of malleus, this is neck of malleus, this is head of malleus. Head of malleus is attached to your incus by saddle joint, and here will be the lateral process of malleus. Lateral process of malleus will be seen outside, right? We'll close our model, and from above, if we see how now incus is coming in contact with your stapes. This is from anterior aspect. From lateral aspect, you can see the tympanic membrane, lateral process of malleus, pars flaccida, pars tensa, umbo, annulus will be there, and cone of light will be on anterior-inferior quadrant. If you see from superior aspect, this is incus and going towards your stapes, and the joint will be formed, and this is how middle ear various structures are present, right? Thank you.